That's how you bounce back, baby. Consistency.
Time they made a run, we answered. We stepped up to the challenge. Our defense, we were in there. We self-corrected when we needed to. All right, we communicated on the floor, multiple levels of effort. We were connected on both ends of the...
After back-to-back losses to teams they should have easily handled, the Indiana Fever came into Gainbridge Fieldhouse facing serious doubts. People were starting to wonder if things were falling apart. Caitlin Clark had just come back from injury, rumors were swirling about tension with coach Stephanie White, and Brittney Griner's nasty comments from their last matchup were still fresh. But what followed wasn't just a win, it was a message. The Fever didn't just beat the Dream, they dominated them 99-82, reminding everyone why this squad is built for a title run. If you're riding with the Fever, drop a "I've got the fever" in the comments. Let's go.
I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. And so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up in I think like 7 days or whatnot. And so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court. But we're trying to figure it out. And I think you guys see it. I think we're all...
Picture this. The Indiana Fever had just dropped 2 games they should have easily won, and fans were starting to panic. Losses to the LA Sparks and Golden State Valkyries weren't just slip-ups, they felt like signs that something was seriously off. It all started when Caitlin Clark went down with a groin injury and Damaris Dantas left to play for Brazil's national team. That's when everything started to unravel. The lineup got shaken up, players lost their rhythm, and one solid rotation suddenly fell apart. You could tell the team was frustrated, and it showed every time they hit the court.
Alluded to it earlier, but how difficult has it been? Does it feel like you guys have had to toggle back and forth between identities with you spent like Caitlin out, Caitlin's back, Caitlin out now, back and forth sort of thing?
Yeah, and it's no one's fault. I mean, no one wants to see anyone injured, right? And it's when she is playing with us, we play a different style of basketball, and it's almost like 2 different teams, right? When she's with us, you play a different style. When she's hurt, which hopefully she's done being hurt, Lord, please hear us. And then we play a whole nother different style. But I do think that once we catch rhythm with her in, we're going to be really, really good. But we can't just keep saying it. You got to put your money where your mouth.
Coach Stephanie White wanted a slow, controlled style of basketball, grind out possessions, manage the clock, and stay methodical. But Caitlin Clark had a different vision. She pushed for a fast, high-tempo offense built around quick movement and her elite passing skills. This wasn't just a small difference in opinion, it was a full-on clash over how the team should play. On the court, it looked like 2 separate teams depending on whether Clark was playing or not. Tensions boiled over during those frustrating losses to teams the Fever should have easily beaten. Players looked lost, unsure of their roles. The smooth, unselfish ball movement that made the Fever dangerous was gone. And to make matters worse, Clark hit a cold streak, shooting just 28.9% from the field and 11.4% from 3 over 5 games. Then came the bombshell, reports of heated arguments between Clark and Coach White during practice. These weren't quiet, behind-the-scenes talks. They were loud, intense strategy debates that teammates couldn't ignore. The tension was obvious, and it was clear something had to change before everything fell apart.
We're a great team, the Valkyries, but it's not to our standard. And so we're running out of time, to be honest. And I think that it's going to light a fire under our butts. And so hopefully you'll see kind of that energy shift tomorrow.
What happened next in that game against the Atlanta Dream was a turning point, the moment that could either save the Fever's season or sink it for good. All eyes were on them. This wasn't just about winning a game anymore. It was about proving they could rise above the tension, the injuries, the drama, and play like the team everyone believed they could be. It was make or break, and everything was on the line.
Trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us defensively. But at the end of the day, I think what we can hang our hat on is not getting outworked, making sure that we're the aggressors, making sure that we're getting boards, controlling what we can control. And I think we need to do a better job at that. And if we can do that, I think stuff offensively will open up for us.
You won't believe what went down in the locker room at halftime. A private, heated exchange between Caitlin Clark and Coach Stephanie White, one that wasn't meant to leave those walls, changed everything. The first half against Atlanta was rough. The same problems from their earlier losses were back, miscommunication, sloppy execution, and a team that looked completely out of sync. Frustration was written all over their faces, and it was clear something had to give. And that halftime moment, it sparked the shift no one saw coming.
Caitlin Clark told White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. Caitlin went to tie her shoe. Like, that is something that I noticed. Like, Caitlin literally, when Natasha Howard had the ball, she didn't even look. She was basically walking back on defense. She essentially walked back on defense every time Natasha Howard had the ball. And by the way, if you guys didn't see Natasha Howard looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter. She looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter in what was just incredible.
The conversation got so intense, players outside the coaching area could hear voices raised. Everyone in that locker room knew this was a make or break moment. The tension was heavy, and it was clear something big was brewing. This wasn't just another routine talk between player and coach. It was a high-stakes clash that would shape the future of the team and define the rest of their season.
Look, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play.
What set this conversation apart was that Caitlin Clark wasn't just pointing fingers, she came with real solutions. She stepped up as a leader, breaking down exactly what was wrong with the offense and making it clear what needed to change. It was a bold move, but one that showed why she's seen as more than just a star player. Coach White was faced with a tough decision: stick to her original plan or trust Clark's instincts and make the adjustments. And the best part? It wasn't about ego. It was about two fierce competitors, both hungry to win, coming together in that moment to turn things around.
Just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit. Not to mention, it didn't go well against the Golden State Valkyries. That was obvious to everybody, of course. Just a rough performance from the Fever. And on its own, that wouldn't be that big a deal. Clark just back, getting her acclimated, all those things. But it's these repeated statements or this issue that seems to be lingering under the surface when it comes to the team's offensive identity that is.
The real test came in the second half, when everyone would see if that intense halftime exchange actually sparked change. But that argument wasn't dysfunction. It was the turning point. That honest, no-nonsense conversation lit a fire under the team, and the chemistry it created became the foundation for what came next, and then came the revenge. The Fever hadn't forgotten Brittney Griner's disgusting comments about Caitlin Clark from their last matchup. This wasn't just about basketball anymore, it was personal. Griner didn't just play hard last time, she crossed the line with trash talk that had no place in the league. And when the Fever stepped back on the court against Atlanta, they made sure she felt every bit of payback.
I've heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
Heading into this game, you could feel the energy shift. The Fever weren't just playing for a win, they were backing up their teammate who'd been unfairly targeted. This wasn't just another regular season matchup anymore. It was personal. The whole team was locked in, united with something to prove. They wanted to send a clear message: you don't mess with their chemistry, disrespect one of their own, and walk away without consequences.
But it's really loud tonight. Clark, the hesitation, draws a foul, lays it in, and one.
Sophie Cunningham rose to the moment in a big way, dropping 16 points and grabbing 10 rebounds for a clutch double-double. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the fire she brought. From diving for loose balls to battling for rebounds, Cunningham played like someone on a mission. Every possession showed her grit, and she made it clear, the Fever weren't backing down from anyone. Her performance was a powerful answer to everything that went down in their last matchup, and she wasn't about to let it slide. Kelsey Mitchell went off for 25 points, leading the Fever's offensive attack and sending a loud message: coming after one of their teammates only fuels this team's fire. She was unstoppable, knocking down shots from all over the floor and keeping the pressure on Atlanta the entire game. Her performance was the spark the Fever needed to pull away, showing that no outside noise could shake their focus or break their unity.
Penetration has been an issue for Indiana in defending that. They got to do a better job of guarding the ball and not worrying about the action.
A hot and cold season for the Fever defensively as Mitchell splashes home a three. Here going in the first half. Jones lost the handle underneath. Still 6 of 10 from the three-point line. Jordan Canada here tonight. Mitchell turns the corner, gets inside, bounces Howard.
Even with her shot not falling, Caitlin Clark still made a huge impact, finishing with 12 points and 9 assists. She shifted gears, attacking the rim and drawing fouls instead of relying on her jumper. Her playmaking kept the offense flowing and proved she doesn't need to light up the scoreboard to control the game. Clark set the tempo and created chances for everyone around her, but the real standout was Aaliyah Boston. She was the heartbeat of the offense, dropping 19 points, grabbing 6 boards, and dishing out 8 assists. Her unselfish play and sharp vision turned the Fever into a ball-moving force Atlanta couldn't contain. Boston constantly found open teammates and made the extra pass that led to easy buckets, completely transforming the team's rhythm and chemistry.
Now here is Clark. Eyes ahead. Lob inside. Finds Boston right on the money.
By the time the fourth quarter hit, it was obvious, this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The Fever outscored Atlanta 59-37 in the second half, proving they could regroup, adjust, and dominate when it mattered most. Their response to early adversity showed just how tough and focused this team really is. They finished with 27 assists on 35 made shots, an incredible 77% assist rate that proved what happens when a team comes together after one of their own gets targeted. The ball movement, chemistry, and unselfish play were unstoppable. Sophie Cunningham summed it up best: this is a special group that we have, and so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy.
I just love it. I really do think this is a really unique and special team. In the locker room, we really do love each other. Like, we love spending time together. Our practices, I'm not gonna lie, are long, and sometimes we have to hold hands and be like, hey, we're gonna get through it. Right. But this is a team that I have never felt like this in the W. And I've been in it for 7 years. I know you've been in it for 8, you know, and so this is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy. And when people are smiling, like, you don't ever see Kels really get like that, but when we see her get like that, I'm like, oh yeah, like we're in it, you know what I mean? And when other teams see that, it's game over. And so we're our best.
This wasn't just a win, it was a glimpse of what a championship team looks like when everything falls into place. The Fever's 99-82 blowout over Atlanta sent a clear message: when this roster is healthy and in sync, they can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. You could feel it in every possession, every crisp pass, every locked-in defensive rotation. When all the pieces come together, this team isn't just good, they're dangerous.
Our team kind of got in the groove, honestly, when Kate got hurt, and we were playing good offense, good defense, but we're a whole different team when she isn't. And so we have to learn how to adjust, how to get her involved, how to keep people who are hot. And so just kind of learning that and then staying consistent in that. But the things that we can control is our effort, our energy, boxing out, defensive scouts, and that's what we got to hang on.
But here's the reality check: this was only their second game all season with a fully healthy roster. Let that sink in. They've barely had time to practice together at full strength, yet they still managed to dominate one of the league's stronger teams. That says a lot about the untapped potential still ahead. With more time to build chemistry and lock in consistent rotations, this team could be scary good. Those 27 assists on 35 made shots, an incredible 77% assist rate, show exactly what happens when raw talent connects with true teamwork. That kind of ball movement leaves defenses with no answers. Sophie Cunningham summed it up perfectly: I really do think this is a really unique and special team in the locker room. We really do love each other. Like we love spending time together. This is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy.
I mean, it feels good. I think that our team has enough offensive threats that we should have 5 to 6 people in double figures every single night when we move the ball. When the ball's popping, we're a really hard team to guard. Again, we have to be disciplined on defense. We can get easy buckets in transition, but I think offensively, when the ball is popping, we're a hard team to guard in the double.
This win wasn't just about taking down Atlanta. It was about proving that the Fever can rise above internal challenges and outside pressure to deliver when it counts. Coach Stephanie White spoke about the team learning to prioritize the "we" over the "me," and that's exactly what championship-caliber teams do when things get tough. With more than half the season still ahead, there's time to build chemistry and solidify rotations. And if this game was any indication, the ceiling is sky-high. The Fever dropped 59 points in the second half, their highest-scoring half of the season, showing off their offensive firepower and ability to adjust on the fly. The joy, trust, and connection they showed on the court gave fans a real glimpse of what's possible. This isn't just a group of talented players, it's a unified team chasing something bigger. And make no mistake, this wasn't the end of their story. It was the beginning of something special, a team with championship potential written all over it.
Communication, it really starts really at practice with defensive scout, locking in, knowing personnel, and we haven't been very good at that this year. You've seen spurts of it that we are really good, but again, our word is like consistency, together and consistency. And so for us, it's being aggressive at the point of attack. And I really do think that when we're aggressive from the jump, it sets a tone for the whole game. And so, sucks to suck, it's on the starting 5 to kind of do that. So good luck, Kels. But I really do think that when we're in it together and we're aggressive on both ends, we're just a really tough team.
What happened in that second half wasn't just impressive, it was a masterclass in how championship teams respond under pressure. The Fever poured in 59 points over the final 24 minutes, nearly doubling Atlanta's output and tying their highest-scoring half in the last 7 seasons. This wasn't luck. It wasn't just a hot hand. It was pure execution, built on smart adjustments and elite teamwork. They completely shut down Jordan Canada, who had dropped 26 in the first half. That's what great teams do, they identify problems and fix them fast. This game proved that when the Fever are healthy and in sync, they have the talent and chemistry to compete with anyone in the league. The joy, energy, and connection you saw on their faces told the whole story. This team is just getting started. That if you're riding with the Fever, drop a comment saying, "I've got the Fever." Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on your screen, and we'll see you in the next one.